I've been a fan of Pink for quite some time. Her vocal range and harmonies are just phenomenal. There's a new Amazon documentary coming called Pink, All I Know So Far, and it gives us a peek into the rock star's life as she goes on tour and takes her family along. So how was it? This is a behind-the-scenes look at Pink as she balances family and life on the road, leading up to her first Wembley Stadium performance on 2019's Beautiful Trauma World Tour. So I think right off the bat, if you're not a fan of Pink, this may not be on your radar or even something you care about, so I'm not sure why you'd be watching this, unless it's just for me. So if you are a fan or even just a little familiar with her work, this might provide some fun insight for you. The documentary is directed by Michael Gracie, who not only shot one of Pink's music videos, but also directed, a little musical movie that did kind of well, The Greatest Showman. Gracie captures a lot of candid moments in this, as he has the cameras follow Pink through her rehearsals, the pre- and post-show discussions, and then all the time with her two young kids and her husband. We watch this superstar in what feels to be pretty unscripted and unfiltered moments. Pink speaks directly to the camera a lot of the time to give us her inner feelings, and she's also using this as kind of a living diary to her children. It's something they can look back on later in life to remind them of how much their parents included them in the craziness of tour life, but also were right there to spend dedicated time with them. Mainly the dialogue comes from Pink, but we do also get to hear the conversations that happened between her and her husband Carey Hart. Now, I loved it when we got to hear from him because I'm a huge motocross fan, and so just hearing from him, that's pretty cool. Some of the best parts of this documentary, though, come when the kids are on screen, which is the majority of the time. I mean, Willow, the daughter, is a powerful force in Pink's life, and I love just watching their interactions. But then there's also Jameson, who steals the scene anytime he's on screen. And this kid is just a whirlwind of craziness, and he makes me miss the early toddler years, and it also makes me really glad that I'm past that. Now, there's one scene that involves Jameson sneezing, and the funniest part is Carrie's comment in the background, totally off camera, but it really gives us a sense that they're not playing for the camera, we're just seeing them as family together. The concert footage is wonderful to watch in this too. I mean, not only do we see Pink rehearse with her huge team, but then we get to see what the practice translates to for a show. And the show footage is awesome to watch, but for a fan like me, I don't think we get enough. I would have loved to have a ton of full songs that are performed throughout the documentary, and what we get is great, but I just wanted to hear more. And I just love the camera work throughout the documentary. There are times where Pink is going kind of deep with what she's talking about, and in those times, the footage is typically black and white, and it just looks so good with that aesthetic. And while the documentary captures a lot of the tour life, I mean, even, group outings with the singers and dancers in the band, it strays away from any of the drama that you might expect that comes with traveling and working with a group of people for so long. And I get the sense that they're pretty drama-free, but I still think there may have been some opportunities to show how Pink deals with conflict as issues arise. We see her do that to some degree with her family, but not with the show. There's even a really emotional moment as Pink reads a letter from a fan, and in this moment, the doc really captures the essence of Pink and why she does what she does, but also why she's so wildly popular and impactful with her fans. I thought it was a great scene, and it let us inside her head and her heart. The concert footage is fun, and it may make you long for the times when you actually get to go see some live music in a massive venue. But don't go in expecting that this is going to be a concert video. I mean, it's captured well, but we just get snippets and occasionally a full song, but we don't get that full concert experience. I do think this is a fun documentary to check out, especially because we get to see life behind the scenes. Now, if you're not a fan of Pink, there's probably little draw to watch this, but I think even if you're only a casual fan, this does provide some good entertainment. There's no sex, maybe some brief toddler bare butt nudity, some profanity, and no violence. I do recommend checking out Pink, All I Know So Far. It arrives on Amazon Prime this weekend. So I'm assuming that you're a Pink fan to some degree if you've made it this far. So what's your favorite song of hers? And while I have a ton that I love, I just do, but I think Just Give Me a Reason, that song that she duetted with Nate Ruess, is my favorite. I would love to know what yours is though in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me.